This is the GV Podcast, a variety review podcast featuring two of the three idiots giving their thoughts on cartoons and anime. This is an opinion-based podcast, and there's no way we're saying our thoughts and opinions are objective. Keep this in mind and enjoy the show.
I had just seen something depressing, and I wish to be cheered up. Duke, please tell me you have medicine.
I have medicine.
Oh, okay,
And
good.
it's really
it's good. It's a good thing your IBS was really spiking. Anyway, what are we watching today? My name is Mayhem.
I'm Rizzo.
I'm Duke.
And what are we watching today?
Okay, so this is gonna be very funny. Okay.
Well, this is so funny. You said this, so that means it has to be funny.
You already seen this one.
What?
You already seen this one.
What? If I've already seen it, how is it funny?
Well, only one episode. Sorry.
Oh no, is it Full Dive again?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Not even close. No. So basically, the way I set up the schedule. Don't.
You're as bad as one of the dogs.
Blow my nose there, my dude.
Why didn't you say it loud enough? Come on.
And your dog shoved their snot in my fingers in your head.
So you were saying, Duke.
So.
You ADHD autistic motherfucker. Go for
Peel the skin, peel the skin, peel the skin.
Hold on. Is that a hangnail?
Oh my God, I've done that once and it literally went
No!
up my entire finger.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ah! Anyway,
worst is
what's
when
so
it
funny,
goes this
Duke?
way.
It's Halloween for us. Can you tell?
Oh my god. So basically, So I have this massive schedule, right?
Yeah.
And I usually schedule like all these different things out. It's basically, this is meant to be the anime that comes after Cowboy Bebop,
Okay.
like a month after Cowboy Bebop.
Gotcha.
It just so happened that we were so excited for the show that we immediately started episode 1. Want to guess what it is?
Oh my God!
What?
What are we talking about?
What?
Try and guess, Jinsu.
I don't know.
Come on.
Ghost Stories.
No!
Not Ghost Stories?
No!
It wasn't Ghost
It
Stories.
was us three all started it last week.
I seem to have forgotten something.
Anyway, we're reviewing Chainsawman.
Yay!
Oh.
That kind of excited. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was the funniest thing. Like, we started Chainsawman, and I actually put in the list, okay, so Dub's not coming out for a
We'll
while,
eventually
so
get Ghost Stories. Eventually.
it's on the list as well.
I know.
But no, so I set up the whole list, and I was like, okay, so, gotta make I'm gonna put Chainsaw Man on the list, but I set it for, while down, honestly.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, we'll be good. I mean, the dub doesn't come out for a while. So, we'll just wait for that, and then once that comes out, then we'll make a part 1, maybe.
Nope.
And then the moment that Jinsu came over, he said, guys, Chainsaw Man! Let's watch episode 1!
Yes.
Chainsaw Man.
And so, we just started.
So on my first, when we come back, right now I've already watched
Our
the first
current
episode.
opinions, basically.
Current opinion. This is
Without spoilers.
This is
Yeah.
really good. Oh yeah, we can't say anything spoilers
Literally
yet.
can't say any spoilers.
Any-
There's no way any of us got spoiled either.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Joe?
Jinsu, before watching the entire first season, how do you feel about Chainsaw Man?
I actually already read the manga earlier this year.
So, what do you think of Chainsaw Man?
Without spoilers. And that's the end of Jinsu's part. He's moving the mic. Careful. Please be careful.
It's pretty good.
So, my thoughts. I have no idea what's to come. First episode seems really good. Animation's really good. I'm scared. Because I've heard some crazy shit. And I'm very scared. Mayhem, I'm scared.
As you should be, Duke.
I think of the three of us, this is the first time that I've been scared of one of the shows we're going into. Because, there's been plenty of shows where I bring you in and you're terrified
I'm the
because
scared
you
one.
hate it or something.
Yes.
Or Jinsu going in and being like, he hates it. This is the first time for me where I go, I'm not hating it, but I'm scared. Because I want to know why this is meant to be one of the best shows ever.
This has my full intrigue, this show.
This was one of the first times where it was a show where you didn't really care. Or it's not... or like,
you take that back!
Well, no, that's the thing. It's the opposite, actually, in all fairness. Of a show where nothing is tied into it. but you heard about it and went, "This is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna watch it."
This is the first one. Like I've been gaslit.
Spy
into
X Family and Ranking of King was close to that.
Because you were mainly the main factor of it.
Ranking of King was Spy X Family. We started that together, and we were like, "Oh, this is cute as shit."
Well, no, it's not just that. It's also a really good show.
Yeah.
But Chainsawman, from the beginning of hearing about this one, I was ready to experience this.
This may be an interesting one because I've heard the fact that it's a very dark show. So we may come back and have to censor literally 30% of what we say.
Yeah, that's going to be
This will be interesting.
So an entire third of the video will be gone. More like a third of us will be gone. A third of our trio will be gone. A third of our trio will be gone.
Okay, I was going to say, do you want Jinsu to say some random, no context thing to get us ready?
No, he spoiled me already once before. I don't want it to happen again.
Okay, but are there characters with fat asses?
No.
Then I'm canceling this video.
But they're really cute. They're really cute. Is that okay?
They ain't got a fat ass. They ain't got my attention.
And that's been our review of Chainsaw Man. No part 2 this time. Goodbye!
落ちた。俺の体、ちゃんと奪えたか?
Damn, I messed up. We gotta go bald, son.
If there was ever a time where if I had to choose between "Oh my God" and "Hey, what's up," it would be "Oh my God."
What?
I don't know what he even said, but
What does that even mean?
Now
We're back.
replace those two sounds with Makima and Power.
Oh.
We're back after
okay.
watching all of Chainsaw Man Season 1. Alright, I was not expecting this to be how we got through it all.
I love Chainsaw Man. I really thought there would be more, but I'm not surprised that there isn't.
I'm glad they didn't go farther. Basically, it's like knowing what's in the manga. From what I've read, basically skimmed through Wikipedia. From what I've seen, I'm glad where they stopped, considering it's basically this tease of like, hey, you see this really good stuff right here?
I do!
Okay, you gotta support us.
Take my money! Take it! Please take it! Just take it!
the videos of guys slamming their credit cards. Take it!
The person dressed up as a Minecraft villager with an emerald. Oh no! No, they're doing it with the thing of wheat, and it's like when you see the player with emeralds, wheat.
But man,
Yeah, so
This
Chainsaw Man.
oh yeah, so okay. First off, I want to mention this just because it made me laugh, and I gotta mention this beforehand. So this is coming out a little earlier than it is listed on my schedule.
Yeah.
For a very obvious fact between the three of us, right?
because we finished it sooner.
We finished it sooner than another show that's really good as well.
Are you gonna put? Oh, we're putting Jinzu on blast.
Oh,
right
very
now.
much so. Because then we'll put you on blast again when we do Cowboy Bebop.
Oh no, that entire video will be half talking about it, and then the other half is making
Putting you
fun.
on blast for taking so long. I love you,
You're-
man.
you are
but
delay-
oh my god.
You are delaying the
I'm
inevitable.
sorry. I just got so bored watching it. And it's like
Oh,
not
you don't
bad
like
either.
it? Okay, got it.
It's not bad either. I was so bored watching it. I was watching it, I'm like,
I feel that's the thing. In my opinion, there are some episodes that I would consider when it comes to Cowboy Bebop filler.
Yeah, but
I would consider some episodes filler.
there is something that goes hand in hand with Cowboy Bebop and Chainsaw Man that I just want to bring up: a slow burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A slow burn, but in Chainsaw Man, they're like what Duke said, where it's just like they're drawing it out as much as they can right now, so that when you're watching it, you're just like, oh my god, I love these guys.
I'll say
I need to see more.
you said the wrong word.
What?
I'll say that. They're drawing it out, or they're like.
They're making it.
That makes it sound like they're adding stuff they don't need to.
No.
That's not the case.
No.
That's
They're
the thing that
taking their
like some
ti-
shows do.
They're taking their time with what's actually supposed to be there. There's nothing added or unnecessary things.
what it felt like to me, Cowboy Bebop kind of starts off trying to show you the characters, like not saying anything or just specifically like throwing back, or it's not specifically mentioning something from like their backstories or whatever, but just showing the characters. letting the characters be how they would be.
Breathe in the world.
Yeah, breathe in the world, and then whenever something happens, and it affects the characters, then they go back and they talk about it, or maybe then they go back and do it.
Then they expand upon it. Yeah.
Speaking of flashbacks, I was so annoyed watching season 6 of My Hero because in the middle of the fight, okay, now I have to have my backstory. Now I have to have my backstory. Oh, now I gotta show this guy's back, and it's always like the same. Like when there's gonna backstory's coming.
That's the thing.
And it feels so, bro. Am I watching My Hero or am I just watching another anime?
Yeah. And there we go. We're putting more anime on blast, which means I get to mention Demon Slayer when you know it's gonna be like skipping of doo 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 doo.
If I say that swing one more time in Naruto!
You're like, man, I can't swing my sword! My tongue has been ripped out of my throat! My lungs have exploded! Tanjiro, don't fucking die! It's me, your dead family! My dead family!
But yeah, that's what I'll say is like a lot of shows, they wait for it to be relevant to the story to bring it up. They wait.
Did you guys ever see the Team 4-Star Demon Slayer in 5 minutes?
I don't think I have, because I'm pretty sure when it came out,
you
I
hadn't watched it. Okay,
Demon Slayer.
in the 5 minutes, there's that spider arc, basically,
which is really good.
Oh, it's so good. But at the same time, the spider guy in the 5 minutes goes, "Hey, before you kill me, can I go ahead and give you my backstory?" I mean, sure. And then the cut is like, when I was young, I was sick and dying, and so my parents tried to help me out by going to a demon. That's really sad! That's really sad! And then he just dies there.
I really sympathize with you! Ah!
I think even the drum guy was like, I was a bad writer and I killed my dad for it. That's really sad!
Wow, that's really sad. Have some bongos.
Let's go!
I forgot what those kinds of drums are called in Japanese.
A bongo.
No.
It's a bongo.
No, they have a specific name. It's,
Japanese bongo.
Tatami.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's the floor.
Is the name of their floor?
It does start with T.
Tuba?
Japanese drum. Let me just look that up.
But,
like you know when we play Arceus, there's like the inside there are like how home just the Japanese flooring that you gotta take your shoes off. That's like a bamboo like sheet.
Taiko?
Taiko, yeah. It's
Taiko drums.
It's Taiko drums. They're called Taiko.
It's so cool.
It's like I love it when drums become like a huge thing in a culture, like the Viking ships with the drums.
Yeah.
Like I just love that.
Or American Civil Wars.
Oh yeah, just being able to talk to each other.
The reason drums are so important, honestly, is just like you look at drums and you understand it. Of like the amount of noise they produce, the beat that they produce
that is needed in order to actually play it.
It's basically like no wonder they became one of the most important instruments in the world.
And then somebody made a thing of drums where it's literally just a loop, like it's a giant circle, and so they can play it and just.
Do you ever? Okay, I don't know if you've seen this episode of Regular Show. Bringing another show into it before we talk about Chainsaw Man.
That is okay. So we've brought up Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, My Hero, Cowboy Bebop, and now Regular Show. One of these things is not like the other.
There's an episode of Regular Show where there's like Benson mentioned that he used to be a part of a band.
Oh God!
Like, and he was the drummer, but he got kicked out because they replaced him with a machine. And so,
wow,
what kind of John Henry situation is this?
So he comes in and says, "Fine, I had this theoretical show, a one-man drum solo, basically, where basically he mentions this whole thing of like it would just go on and on of like so much stuff, and he said, I'm going to perform it and show that I am better than that machine because I know the machine."
Is this John Henry?
Yes. And the entire time, the machine and his ex-band members are trying to stop him.
Wow.
And he's just running through. At one point, like, he has to... It's like, there's no way that they could have fit this instrument onto this thing. And then it's on there, and it's like... Oh! That's literally the reaction.
There's no way!
So stupid. Okay, wait, back to Chainsaw Man.
So anyway, Chainsaw Man is hell of a show.
But
it's one hell of a show.
It is.
God.
Probably... We finished... what did we talk about in part 1?
Part 1, we just mentioned, like, our initial thoughts of like the first episode, and also just like what we expected. And for Mayhem, it was nothing.
It was,
Right.
I don't know what could happen. And then after watching it, oh yeah, there was no way I could even think about what actually happened.
Dude,
A
after being a Berserk fan for as long as I have, and for just being a fan of like certain mangas that never got good animes, Chainsaw Man got a really, really good anime. And like they definitely read it and like cared about what they were drawing.
Do you think Berserk could get a good anime?
Obviously, why wouldn't it be able to have a good anime? There's
Who thinks a
shit
good
wrong
studio
with it.
that would get it?
I think any studio could work on it, really, as long as they're like, as long as they do it like their style, right? And they just they pick the story, they just depict the story properly. Then they could really do it. And as long as they pay attention to detail and stuff like that, like David Productions is a really good made really good JoJo anime because they almost 1-to-1 copied the manga almost. They made a few changes here and there, and some changes are good. Some changes you do have to make.
Yeah.
When transitioning from a more niche comic book
I
like
was gonna
manga
say, also
to anime.
Also because of the fact that when it comes to JoJo, there's a lot of stuff that's very aged.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it that's not even to say it's bad. I'm literally saying it is of the time because like part 6 came out like early 2000s.
Oh,
Part 6 did.
Yeah, the manga. The manga came out early 2000s.
That is how
and it's-
old it is.
It's about that time too.
Is it? I forget. Is JoJo older than Dragon Ball?
No, it's like
no, isn't Dragon Ball like the first?
Well,
no,
Dragon Ball was like early 80s, late 80s, right?
Dragon Ball was like 86.
Let me look that up
85.
real quick because
About to
it's
fact check you.
And then no, the first like anime or like manga, I guess, was actually Astro Boy.
Oh yeah, Astro Boy.
Astro Boy was the guy who made Astro
But
Boy.
can he
was-
beat Goku?
84.
No, it was 84.
The serialization began 84.
Before Dragon Ball, there was Fist
So
of
we
the North
had
Star.
we had vampires and gay men before Goku.
No, wait, when was JoJo serialized?
Checking right now.
Fist of the North Star came before Dragon Ball. That was the
that's
big.
right, yeah.
That was like 1960.
But that's also the first anime I've ever seen, so that means it
87.
87. Oh, so
It's not older than Dragon Ball,
Dragon
but
Ball
it is
3
old.
years.
It is old. It's
It has
just
3 years.
it's close.
So the first arc came out in 87.
Wow.
Yeah.
Part 1 of JoJo came out in 87. And people in 1987 went, yes, please. More of this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Part 1.
Oh, well, that's
Part
also,
1.
that's also the reason why you'd probably mention JoJo, considering both JoJo and Berserk are both seinen.
Seinen, yeah.
Oh, yeah, where everything sucks.
Seinen is young adult. That's the name of the genre.
Everything sucks. That's generally how they feel when they're that age.
Seinen, what does that include? You know, Berserk, Akira, Ghost in the Shell, Hellsing, Initial D.
All the shows where they're not afraid to show tits and like aggressive, like gory.
Violence.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
Trigun, okay.
Trigun.
Like they're more.
When are we gonna watch Trigun?
It's on the list.
We should.
It's on the list.
It's on the list.
But
But yeah. Chainsaw Man. Oh God,
we brought up JoJo!
you guys suck.
in all fairness, that's the thing of like we're so like there's so much batshit insanity when it comes to Chainsaw Man.
How can we talk non-spoiler right now? Like,
Yeah,
we're trying to ease...
We're trying to
Trying. You can answer me.
in one sentence. What do you think of Chainsaw Man? Non-spoiler. In one sentence.
This has to be one of the most wild, but also one of the best storytelling seasons of anime I've ever seen.
This is probably the most morbid and, but at the same time, heartwarming like story. Like the author, I forgot his name, but he wrote another manga before this, and it was the same level of just like it was so intimate and like so like it was its own style, but there was still really fucked up shit. like really Fujimura, yeah, some really fucked up shit. Like younger sisters wanting to kill their older brothers, but also being in love with him.
Oh, okay.
And wanting to cutting off his hand and eating it.
Yeah,
That's
that
not-
makes sense.
that's
That,
just-
that makes sense.
I think that was in.
It's like the opposite of hangry.
Yeah, actually, it's all of it.
Hangry.
It's all three combined.
Instead of hangry, it's handgry.
Hangry.
It's hungry. Anyways,
Hungry. Hello, my name is Hungry.
Hans.
I said hungry. Hungry.
Oh my
Oh
god.
Anyways.
man.
Anyway, dude,
Oh.
you give your one sentence thing and
My
change
one
something.
sentence is: this is honestly one of the best series that that was never tied to anything I've seen other than
Standalone,
I guess Gurren Lagann. But yeah, in my opinion, it's also one of the darkest, and that really helps it out.
Yeah, I read this after reading Berserk. Or no, I read this in the middle of reading Berserk because Berserk, I had to take breaks between Berserk, but I also had to take breaks for this
I have this image in my head of you just going, how shall I disrupt my mental stability today? Berserk! Oh! Chainsaw-Man! Oh! Akira! Oh!
while I'm at
Regular
work.
show.
So I'm having just
Regular show.
mental existential crises at work.
No,
Why did you choose that? When you do that?
I had no I was bored. And I was like,
I
I was bored. I was doing nothing. And
want to
we
be
would
depressed.
we would just smoke and hang out in the car during breaks. So I would just be high as shit reading Berserk or reading Chainsaw Man and being like and crying in the car and then and being like, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
I hit that wrong. Anyway, Jitsu, go crazy about the story now. You can talk about. You don't have. We're not in non-spoiler.
So
we're in spoiler territory.
Yeah, honestly, this is your show.
So part one was really just us being like, okay, we're gonna go watch it. I wonder what we're gonna think about it. And then part two is us really summarizing what we watched.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, here.
So
in case you wanted,
the before
I've
and
got
after.
the episode guide.
oh, bang.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while, where we actually have the list of episodes.
Yeah.
I don't do it often.
Well, because a lot of the time.
I'll be honest, I do that. I have my phone on me. When I have my phone on me, I'm usually on the list of, because most of the shows that we record end up being stuff like Bleach and One
They're
Piece.
so long, yeah.
So I can easily go through and say okay, the title says it all.
Yeah. One Piece, literally saying exactly what happens.
Adding to the list of shows we mentioned.
No, that was just you.
Still.
But yeah, so
yeah, still me.
bringing it back to just a quick re-saying of what we know from Chainsaw Man at the beginning. It's about Denji, this guy who inherited a ton of debt from his father. And there's also these things called devils around in the world that manifest a certain fear. That, if you are afraid of something, there's a devil now that represents it. So there's a shark devil, there's Guns devil, and
There's
Denji...
Gun Devil, Blood Devil,
and...
Bad Devil,
There's a bunch of
Slug
stuff.
Devil,
Eternity.
Hands.
Eternity,
Future.
Ghosts,
Future.
Zombies. So Denji is basically just introducing the story as being this super in-debt kid just trying to work his way out of
He's given up his eye. He's given up his...
it. Left testicle.
I like how you're trying to bounce it. How do I say this? Left testicle.
he
And what does he find?
gave up a few organs and
he was a kid, he
all
found.
for Yakuza, all for these Yakuza members. And
I was
he-
gonna say that earlier.
his-
You said in debt, and I was like, yeah, in debt to who?
To the Yakuza.
To the Yakuza.
And
Yeah,
he's-
it's
he's-
oh,
He's all alone. He's all alone doing all this, except for his one little friend, Pochita, who's a little chainsaw dog.
Chainsaw
capybara.
Yeah, capybara.
He's not. He's too small.
He's small.
He's got dog feet.
He does have dog feet.
Did
He
you
got
see-
it kind of look like cat feet too.
I was gonna say, have you guys
He
seen
got
that,
the
that
cat
meme?
lips.
Have you guys seen that meme of Edge Runner watchers where it's yes, we have the Latino representation and it's David. Meanwhile, Chainsaw Man watchers, I accept you as my representation. All the Latino community seeing Pochita.
Love.
It's an image of a capybara that's colored orange with a chainsaw.
It's so funny.
But yes,
And the design of Pochita is so cute too. He has a little handle on the top of his head. He has,
I would put him right next to
His
Pikachu
tail
and
is
not
the pull cord.
not bat an eye if he was right next to Pikachu.
yeah.
It's Pikachu, him, and the that one Digimon
I forget.
that I can't remember his name of.
Which one?
Isn't
The,
Pochita voiced?
the T-Rex.
Oh, Agumon?
Yeah.
Let me check
The
out
one that gets
Pochita voice actor.
And Chopper.
Yeah, let me
I can't believe I forgot about Chopper.
I know, that was the first one that came to mind. And I was like, really? He brought up fucking Digimon before One Piece? You brought up Agumon.
Well, it's because
and like Agumon isn't even cute.
I said Pokemon.
Agumon isn't even cute either. Agumon's like a freaking dinosaur. Like,
Like the marketing, but like Pokemon, like I said Pokemon, so my mind instantly went.
yeah, but like, okay,
which was wrong.
Okay,
I know.
But Pikachu and Pochita got like the little mouth, and then Chopper also has the little mouth. They got the big old eyes.
Especially after the design change for Chopper.
Yeah, and they got the I like this food.
I still miss the absolute goblin. Disgusting look of Chopper that was the original.
I love
Fat
little
Chopper.
gremlin Chopper, bro.
Fat Chopper.
Fat Chopper. But so he just keeps on trying to live, and then all of a sudden the zombie devil, was that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah.
The zombie devil shows up and it's just like, I've been taking over everybody. This is the push I'm gonna give him.
Not what happened. That is not what happened.
That's
His
not
bosses said, come into work. He comes
Kill
into work.
devils.
Actually, we're not here to give you work. We made a deal with this asshole, and
Right.
he said to give us your chainsaw. So
And they mess him up.
they massacre Denji, bro. Like the first like chapter is him literally getting murdered.
Yeah,
The
he
first
dies
episode.
in the first episode.
But
He gets
who
stabbed
else
and cut
survives
up.
But Pochita.
Pochita
No, Pochita
barely
also kinda
survives.
dies, yeah.
Pochita barely survives.
Until
what he
until
does.
Pochita, does the devil thing and ends up drinking some of Denji's blood. And it's like, yeah, Denji's like, okay, I'm about to die. Go ahead and drink my blood.
That is also not what happened.
Or, oh yeah,
He
no,
was definitely
wasn't
cut
it
into
like
pieces. Like cut into pieces.
Yeah, no,
like,
he's dead. But wasn't it like in the past he said like if something happens, go ahead.
Oh, if I ever died, like you can just take over my body and be a fiend.
yeah.
And that's basically what happened. That's
Basically what happened.
Maybe what
what
happened, but kept
Pochita
Denji alive.
Pochita gave up his life and merged with Denji's heart.
Yeah, became his heart and was like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Became his heart with
that image
and-
of Pochita merging with him.
Yeah, and he's all veiny and shit, and he's connecting to Denji's body and slowly connecting his body through the chainsaw like treads.
Yeah.
Since I mentioned it, I looked it up. Japanese voice, Pochita, no one notable. Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping that it'd end up being Pikachu.
Again.
I was kinda hoping that.
We would have recognized it.
But English, meanwhile, I do find this funny. This is just for Mayhem, at least.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
hilarious.
Pochita is the voice of the white-haired woman from Spy Family, Nightfall,
That's awesome.
and that's hilarious to me.
Now I want her to bark in the anime.
No, you don't.
Also, Nezure from My Hero.
Oh, so it is someone of.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
English. Japanese?
Oh, yeah.
Basically no one. English? Characters like these.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Wow.
Yeah, Gabi from Attack on Titan.
So he goes into after they've merged together and Denji gets brought back to life, Pochita has one thing left to say to Denji. Live your dream. What is his dream? To at least talk to a girl!
And also to eat jam toast.
And eat jam toast. Because he only got to eat bread, not toast.
Yeah.
But of course, the zombie devil and all of his zombies are still around. What does a chainsaw man devil now thing have to do? But tear them up!
Yeah, this is when we get to mention, oh my god, like we mentioned earlier, but oh my god, this show is brutal.
Oh, they
This
do
is a
not...
seinen. This is a seinen.
They do not care.
I
They
still
are
say
ready to
this,
show
when it comes to
everything.
the zombie stuff, like, there's a mention later on down the line of, like, don't you feel bad for killing all those zombies because they used to be people? And it's like,
You were the one that killed him!
it's like, no,
They're
it's also
dead.
like, no!
They're-
I'm not sad that all these zombies are dying, because guess what? It's either I die or they die.
And they're already dead!
I'd be doing them a favor by putting them down for good.
To rest!
And mind you, aren't all of them Yakuza members?
Yes.
All the
Yeah.
zombies are Yakuza members?
So even less sympathy.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's less sympathy, I'll be honest.
Man, I care even less now.
Like, I
Gang
ain't
members.
gonna look over and see a bunch of gang members being killed and go, oh, I feel so sad. No, I'm gonna look at it and be like, oh, Less
tough.
bullets and civilians.
They can't. Oh no, they can't exploit and abuse Denji anymore. Oh no.
Oh no.
And he gets absolute freedom. And then the 10 seconds of freedom that he had, the character Makima walks up and goes, "Hey!"
And if it's your first time reading Chainsaw Man or your first time watching it and you didn't read the manga, you're like, oh wow!
Somebody who's gonna come and save.
Oh, bet! Pretty lady! Bet! But then you read the manga and then you're like, this bitch!
Okay, so there was a slight spoiler in that, but alright.
Well,
What are you talking about?
I will say this.
There's...
Like, I know, like, there's the whole thing of, like, oh, it's a spoiler to say that, like, she's a pretty dark character. But at the same time, it becomes obvious as you watch the show.
It starts with an unease, and then there's something that happens later on that you're just like, oh my god! And then you just keep going.
One of her first lines after taking in Denji, and basically saying, okay, you're mine now, is, you're going to be my dog.
Yeah, my pet.
And it's like she basically said, I don't want a person serving me, I want a dog. And it's like, okay, that's
I'm getting
already...
berserk flashbacks.
And Denji's just like, I've literally never interacted with a woman before. This must be exactly how they are.
He wasn't far off for most of the women he interacted with.
Oh man.
He wasn't far off for most of them.
There was one that was kind of normal, and then she died.
And even she wasn't normal.
She wasn't. She was the most out of everybody else. She was the most kind of normal.
Considering we can't mention, like, 50% of what is involved with her, no, she wasn't.
But still, like, real, an actual person. Coming back from... He comes back from the dead, gets awesome superpowers, gets picked up by someone who's interested in him.
Gets picked up by... Gets picked up by Dami Mommy.
So that's Jinsu's thoughts.
Wait, would the term for her be Maki Mami? Or...
That's what people call it.
That's for you two to worry about.
You're not the first person to come
And
up
for
with
me
that.
to go...
I can assume I'm not the first to say that. Like, especially knowing the Chainsaw Man community. Oh my god. Like...
Anyways.
I was gonna say, and I'll say this right now, oh my god. The number of things with this show where it's just like, I'm betting this was an awakening for some people, and that's horrifying.
I mean, you can argue about that for any show, though.
I was about to say, and then there's my hero.
then there's a line from Fujimoto of just like, oh, why do you have so many women like this? And it's like, because I was bullied when I was in middle school.
And I liked it.
I liked it.
And I enjoyed it. And it's like, that's not a good... Sir, seek help.
Unfortunately,
Fujimoto is more... If you guys really want to know...
He wrote Chainsaw Man!
And Fire Punch.
Oh god, yeah.
That's a Pokemon move!
And a horrifying manga.
And a manga where your little sister wants to kill you.
Yeah.
And other things.
Yeah.
And cut off your arm.
Let's get to this. Okay.
Let's bring it back to the other one that we're talking about.
Denshi ends up joining... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Makima is actually based off of a real woman that Fujimoto interacted with.
God damn it.
And he actually, liked.
God damn it.
They never had, any serious relationship as far as I'm aware, but he just...
Just like Denji and Makima!
Denji? Yeah.
Fair enough! Damn. Denji be a self-insert.
Hey, y'all haven't seen the rest of it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, definitely. every assumption that we're making to interrupt you is always going to be absolutely wrong, and that's why I do it.
Yeah.
My favorite part, honestly, about the beginning of Chainsaw Man is how we're introduced to Denji, and we immediately like him. We immediately like him because he's already behind. He's already behind.
He's the lowest point you could ever be in life.
Yeah, and he has a little
sweet
Pikachu.
kid who's just down on his luck.
Down on his luck? He never had luck!
Exactly.
He died! He dies.
When I say down on his luck, I mean so far down that luck doesn't even exist.
That's why you can't use that statement with
Lady
him.
Luck spat on him.
You can't even use that statement for him. That's how bad it
with
is.
Denji, I think he would have enjoyed that.
Lady Luck spat on him, and that was the water. That was the water that gave his seed life to make him grow into a Chainsaw Man.
He's like, hey!
Anyways, so he so after basically being employed by so Makima works for the devil hunting whatever
association.
Devil
that's
Hunter
like
Association.
because obviously things that are really strong that people are afraid of can actually be really dangerous. So
they need like their own task force to deal with.
And what's the better way to do it than to fight fire with fire? Or chainsaw with chainsaw.
So now that you're here, let me introduce you to your partner, basically. As a moment of that. And we get introduced to the the Lancer of the group, essentially, or the Lancer of the anime.
Of the show, of the team that's in the show.
Technically leader, but obviously, in terms of show dynamic, he's meant to be the Lancer.
He looks like Sasuke.
The Sasuke, I was going to say that, but I didn't want to be rude.
Like
He's the leader, but also the Lancer. And then what does he have to look over? The
idiots.
The idiots.
We'll get
who
into
the
other idiot a little later.
Anyways, this guy's name is Aki Hayakawa. He's a
cool character.
Very calm, cool character, and he's very like motivated, and you can see that in like
he's determined to complete whatever task it is that we'll get into later. That full on, as soon as Makima's just like, hey, here's a new person for you to take care of, and he's just like, fine, whatever.
I'll say this. When it comes to Aki, probably one of my favorite, like, edgy side characters that we've seen so far. Because, like, as a fair comparison, the Sasuke type, basically, character.
Vegeta.
Trust me, the Sasuke is what I mean. I'm here to avenge people, and I don't like anybody kind of character.
Yeah.
Who?
The Sasuke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a second, I thought he said Trunks. Did you say Trunks?
No, nobody said Trunks.
What?
Jinsu, you are among friends.
Jinsu. It's May 31st, 2001.
Okay, continue. Get on with it.
You've been asleep for 5 years. You've been asleep for 5 years.
What?
Also, should we sit up the couch?
Those years don't go up proper. But yes, we are
Exactly,
actually very...
just to mess your mind up more.
We are very far away.
Okay, so, anyway, what I was going to say was basically, Aki is one of my favorite characters of that kind of archetype of, like, the edgy, like, vengeance character.
Vengeance!
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sasuke's.
Batman.
And the reason why I like him so much is because he's not like the usual, like, I'm just here for revenge kind of thing. It's like, no, I'm going to kind of go through this and,
he's
like...
still gonna live
like,
life.
he's got a personality other than it.
He's matured.
Yeah.
You can see it. Like, and he's still very focused. His character definitely is all about that right now. Right now, it is all about vengeance, but you don't know what for. What is he avenging? So we're introduced to Aki. He's very serious, very stern, and Denji kicks him in the dick.
He just fall.
It's not another.
In fairness, it was deserved considering Aki goes like he beat him up and threw him in the trash and then spit on him.
Aki hits him first, and then Denji just does the best thing.
Aki took him to a back alleyway.
Stay away from my Makima.
Punched him in the trash. Threw his cigarette on him. Put out the cigarette by spitting on it and him, and then just walked away.
Stay away from my Makima. And then tried walking away.
Yeah, and that was all he did, but he was just like, my bitch.
Yeah.
And then he got the shit kicked out of his nuts.
Yeah, that's the most... Like, that was the point when you realize, oh, Denji's not like any other main character. He immediately went for the groin shot.
He is not an honor fighter. He does not fight honorably. He hits below the belt as much as possible.
Specifically below the belt.
Yeah, he
what a way
being exploited by the Yakuza. I don't think he has any sense of combat moral.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And meanwhile...
And what a way for the chainsaw devil to be able to have chainsaws powers, where all you have to do is just take the chainsaw and...
Yeah. And you get to, like, gash through everybody.
Yeah. That you can attack wildly.
The other thing I want to mention is just, like, when it came to that like, skirmish, essentially, between those two... I still say it was like, oh, okay, that was aggressive, and then it just kept going of, as he's like, yeah, and then I don't stop, and he just kept going, and it was like, oh my god, stop, Denji, please.
Denji had to carry him back.
And Denji fully just
he was attacked by the nut devil.
We get the best bro shot of just the both of them carrying each other and being like, "Frick, fucking sucks.
I hate you.
I hate this guy."
He was attacked by the nuts devil.
And then
the nut kicking devil.
And then Makima makes
the nut kicking devil, which is definitely a devil because now Aki's afraid of that.
Jinsu is going to hurt you.
No, fuck, I don't care anymore.
No.
Now Makima.
You know you want to talk about Makima.
He's flatlining.
He couldn't get much higher.
It's over.
He's at the top.
He's entered the Rengoku Ace Club of heartless characters.
Makima later makes Denji move in with Aki, and it's so funny. It's better portrayed in the manga, I think, because in the anime he's just kind of like annoyed. But in the manga, you get you get a shot of Aki looking at Denji doing something stupid, back to him, and then slowly zooming in on his face and adding more and more detail, and he's just like. He's fucking losing it. The rage of and this is another scene that is actually anime only and not in the manga, but there's literally just a whole sequence of Aki going through his day, and you see everything's neat and clean. He does everything orderly and on time.
You can tell he has OCD.
You can
Yeah,
but there's nothing about him that you can see in the apartment. It's just like the bedrooms have no posters on it. It's just a bedroom. His kitchen's just a kitchen. His knives that he uses are just knives. The food is just food. Everything he uses is just what he uses to get him
the bare minimum.
No, to get him to like the next day to progress his goal of killing the gun devil. So he doesn't care for like these like minor things, and you can see that with how he kind of just goes about his routine in the morning, and you can see it on his face how he kind of really doesn't care.
Okay.
And then in comes Denji.
I was gonna say, in 2 episodes, we get those 2 main characters immediately established. I really like that. Denji's established, Aki's established.
In fun and
now we
creative
need
ways.
to finish the trio. I'm gonna hand that to you.
And we get introduced to a new member that is that we get to learn what like a kind of a different way of what happened with Denji, with that devils can take over human bodies and become fiends. And that like the devil kind of like loses all of their like former memories of being that devil. They like give up on the past life to become humanoid, to like walk amongst the humans.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because like they.
I was gonna say, should I ask you, or would it be a spoiler? Like, do they get into the whole thing about fiends?
They explain it.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
do they explain it as like would it be a spoiler to ask?
No.
Okay.
Because they explain it.
Because I'm pretty sure it's not so much like how what happens in their mind. I'm pretty sure it's more of like what happens to this specific fiend or something like that. I don't know.
Fiends are devils which have taken over human corpses as it is their last resort to survive. Devils lose a significant amount of their supernatural power and ability to perform contracts after becoming a fiend. Fiends can be identified by the distinct head shapes, such as powers, horns, and other characters' stuff.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, so it's like it like we learn about that, and then all of a sudden here comes Power, the Blood Devil, the Blood Fiend, where she fully has like control over her own blood, that she can make it into a giant hammer and all that kind of stuff. She can make, and like she does all these crazy things, and the brain cell that like the moment that her and Denji get into the same room, it's revealed that they've only shared one brain cell.
Yeah. And like you see in that moment of like, I feel it was each of them had a brain cell, and then the moment that they saw each other, it was almost like they interrupted each other.
The fusion
and, like,
dance.
Yeah, same power level. That's the thing. Unlike the fusion dance, they don't get multiplied. Because 1 times 1 is still 1.
It's still 1.
They had an atomic collision where they just went and became one.
Now it's just waving back and forth.
And she moves in too with Aki, and Aki going from that what you were talking about, Jinsu, with the
with Denji,
with just Aki having that like the like calm and everything orderly in his apartment, to all of a sudden having Denji and Power there, and just how unhinged they both are. That like Denji would like the first time he took a bath was like literally he did not get out of the bath for like almost the entire day. Power never flushed the toilet, like a bunch of stuff like that. Denji fully just turning the kitchen into a mess, just completely destroying his apartment, and he's just like, I got kids now, and they're also animals!
So, a few details, like major details that we kind of skipped over. When it comes to Denji, the first time he got to see a fiend, I got to mention this. Basically, at the end of fighting that fiend, he saw that everybody was so motivated to do something, like something about family, something about this, that. And after seeing all this, he realized he needs to have a goal of his own.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, he's like, everybody's so
what
determined.
his goal is.
Jinsu, what kind of goal could a person like Denji have? I need you to say it, not me.
When he contemplates life.
The goal that any 15-year-old would want to have.
17.
No, he's 15, isn't he?
He's 15.
He's 15?
He's 15.
God damn, I thought
Even worse, right?
I thought he was 17, which was like, oh, that's kind of bad with...
That's danger, but still not as bad.
But at 15!
15, that's a child.
Yeah, he's 15.
Jesus.
Also,
And
I
like
would say
any
that
other
like they
15.
don't look it. Like when
no.
it comes to the characters in Chainsaw Man, none of them really look like they're like a lot older or a lot younger than they are.
Everybody just looks the
Makima
same.
looks really young. Makima
Yeah.
looks like she's still a teenager.
Yeah,
I would say,
I
like,
would say like that. Like I say, all of them, in all honesty, look like they're in their 20s. The youngest looking character I'll mention later, Kobani.
Kobeni, yeah.
Yeah,
She's also-
she looks like she's the youngest.
Kobeni's 19.
She's 19!
She's 19.
The fact that she's older than
She's like 4 years older than Denji, and she's like not at all.
But yeah, so what is Denji's goal? He makes them.
He just wants to touch boobs.
simple as that.
He's a 15-year-old virgin who wants to touch boobs.
Yeah.
If I look back to when I was 15,
I would see...
Then, as we said, he gets a new teammate by the name of Power, who is a fiend. Got that whole description. And basically, as they team up, he gets to know her a little more, but not really become friends much because it's more of a...
It's like a work friend.
Stupid human! Feed me more blood, basically, kind of shit.
She
like,
gets very...
find me a battle!
Yeah, she's fully... Like she's fully a feral creature.
Where is the kill?
That she does not care.
and she
About-
talks like a freaking. She talks like a. What was that period of the Victoria?
Victorian era.
Yeah, Victorian era and freaking British person.
Yeah.
But like Cockney.
Yeah.
But like not, but like obviously not with like a British accent.
She's got the Cockney spirit.
Yeah, she's the blood fiend, but also with that Cockney spirit.
But-
and she's able to convince Denji that there's this devil that has kidnapped her cat, and maybe if he helps her get her cat back,
All we can say, perhaps he can fulfill his goal. That is all we can say.
that maybe she can be the one to fulfill that for him.
Yeah. And so they go off to find this demon.
Power has to be checked out of the Devil Hunters Association thing. She has to be checked out like a library book. And she has a proper handler.
They go to an abandoned house. She immediately knocks them out.
But right before that happens, there's a shot of the house that is just like when I back earlier when I was saying that like it takes its time. That shot of the house and just how quiet it is and just hearing like the wind blow and all that kind of stuff, that's more of what I meant by that. That's just like, they didn't have to do that. They didn't even have to show too much of where the house is. But they were just slow and you were able to just take in the sights that they wanted you to see. And it was just so like peaceful of a kind of place. And then Denji's just like, that's the place where the devil is, right? Let's go get him. And then he gets smacked in the back of the head by Power. And instantly knocked out.
And then we get the reveal that apparently she brought him over as essentially a sacrifice to...
As a hostage trade.
As a hostage trade to the devil, the bad devil.
Which, we were watching in Japanese as it was coming out. And the voice for the bad devil was insane. It was deep and just fully just
menacing
beyond
Sounds like the voice
belief.
of a big, brawling freaking bat devil.
I think I remember looking it up, and it turns out he's the Japanese dub voice of Kratos.
Oh, yeah.
In the latest games.
Yeah.
So imagine Christopher Judge just being the voice of the Bat Devil in English.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be so cool. You know, he actually didn't know he was doing dialogue for the video game. He just like was like, okay, I'm here to do my job, here to do my lines.
Oh yeah.
And he did not know he was playing
hearing-
Kratos in Ragnarok.
And then
I remember hearing the reason why early in the game he keeps saying "boy, let's go." Like the reason he's saying that is because they didn't realize what they were wanting to call Atreus at that point. So that's why he's just called Boy.
Damn, it's
So
funny.
he was
They use that. They use that as like a.
But it fits in character.
Yeah, they use it as a narrative device.
Yeah.
and now and then at the in Ragnarok and then towards the end he just fully was just like I don't even think you hear him say boy at all.
Not once.
Yeah.
But
Which actually is kind of striking for even that like father son. Anyway, back to Chainsaw Man.
So Chainsaw Man, get this whole encounter and go figure, devil betrays the power, and
eats
she
the cat in the bird cage,
and also eats her, and
but whole. So obviously,
yeah, so it's like, oh, so this is what it feels like to lose a pet. Gone.
And then Denji wakes up, but he's still like. Bleh.
He wakes up and immediately charges at the bat devil, and they're soaring across the sky. And
No. This is the way that they do it is really good. That Denji's just fully just like, I can't do anything, and the bad devil's like, I'm gonna go eat everybody else over there because fiends taste terrible. And as he flies away, he realizes what's on my leg, and it's Denji with his teeth just sunk into the bat devil's leg, and he's just like, "Ooh, you taste terrible too." Because it turns out that Denji, being like a pseudo fiend sort of thing, if he consumes blood,
It heals him.
it heals him.
Yeah, he's basically a devil himself. Like, because of the fact that he's got a heart that is a devil, that makes him a devil himself, right?
You could argue that he's a fiend.
Yeah, I'd say he's more on the fiend side, but it's
Yeah.
also very important for him to know that because when he turns on the chainsaws, when he does all that, he loses a crazy amount of blood because it's obvious that chainsaws are coming out of him.
Oh,
shredding his
hurting him.
arms.
Yeah, shredding him. Yeah.
Okay, this is mentioned a little bit later, but the fact that Denji is technically more powerful than Power, like from a statement that I'll mention later, but would it be because of the fact that you think that that both of them were willing participants, like
think
Denji and Pochita,
I think it's also
that it makes it so
because
that their deal is stronger?
that it's also the human nature of being able to adapt. That Power doesn't really have that.
Yeah, power.
Or like she's gonna have to learn really hard in order to actually get that.
Power was a devil Power was originally the blood devil who took over a corpse.
Yeah.
So she and sometimes the corpse can affect the devil a little bit. So what you were saying earlier was right.
Okay.
So that's why Power kind of is a little weird. But
A little bit unhinged, a little bit different, a little bit
unhinged.
stupid.
Like it's probably not just her being the devil, but also like the human that she took over.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about?
Okay, so
they
massive cool
have an
fight
awesome
with the Bat
fight.
Devil.
Awesome fight. Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh. She becomes weaker. She was weaker because she's a fiend. She doesn't have all of her devil powers.
Okay.
Yeah, she goes down, but Denji went up. So that's what
Yeah,
it is.
Denji was originally human, and then Pochita gave up everything of himself to Denji, so Denji could live. So
Yeah.
Denji's technically just a devil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, epic fight, and then Denji wins, and he saves Power and the cat.
And then just
And it's
basically goes, "You idiot!"
Why? Why did you save me? Says Power. As Denji looks, boobies.
And he gets to. But it's not.
He's about to. No, he's about to. When suddenly something else attacks. The girlfriend of the Bat Devil. Don't you remember?
Wait, before we get into that, I want to mention a very little detail that makes their relationship as characters much more interesting and a lot better. When Denji's like when Power's cat gets eaten and she's like freaking out about it, Denji's like, I guess I kind of felt like that when I lost Pochita, huh? She must be feeling like shit. And I get to touch some boobs.
Fair enough.
They have like at least 1 second of sympathy for the other, and then they go right back to their own selfish desires.
Yeah, and when Denji saves Power and he's holding her and he's kind of just looking at her and looking at Nyako, which just means
Cat?
meowy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Did you forget that the name of the cat was Meowie?
Meowie, yeah.
Basically, that's like
That's how they translated
That's
it.
basically the translation of Nyako.
I love that.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, so
But he looks at her and she's looking back at him, and there's like a real like moment between the two.
that's when the brain cells collide. That's when it happens.
Yeah, and after that like moment, basically after that fight, every scene or not every scene, but most scenes you see Power kind of like hanging off of Denji somehow, like just being close to him in some way, because she's learned that he also like appreciates and cares about her, and also Power's like little mini arc flashback that happened really opened up like how you feel about the character. Because
I care for no living creature. Meow. I care for this creature.
Exactly. I have no fears. One fear.
And like she says that as she's like literally holding the head of a cow, and she's just like,
You are skinny. I will fatten you up.
Yeah, I can't eat you like this. I gotta get you nice and healthy and fat, and I love you, and I'm gonna kill anybody who tries to touch you, and I will.
Yeah.
And then obviously, that's when it circles back to the Bat Devil. So yeah, like the girlfriend of the Bat Devil, which I can't even
Leech
remember.
Devil.
What?
Leech Devil.
Leech Devil. I thought you said Bleach Devil. I was like, I don't think we're watching the right show again.
It's just Aizen.
But yeah, so they fight that, and then obviously they report it back in, and there's just this moment between that it's like, oh man, oh it's funny. Like they'll never actually show Denji actually getting his goal, will they? And then Power walks into the bathroom after Denji, and you're just like, oh no, they're going there.
Real quick, gotta mention it once more. You forgot the detail of they showed why Aki is leader of this group.
Oh yeah, he's badass.
Because like he pops up and he sees that Denji was having trouble with the Leech Devil, and she goes, let me help you out with this. Eat.
And then turns out there's another thing with the devils. That you can have contracts with them, but only humans can. Only humans can have contracts where you sacrifice a part of yourself so that you can have some of their power. And what Aki has a contract with is the Fox Devil. And basically he can summon this giant fox beast thing that can like take off the head of... That can bite off the head of another devil and all that kind of stuff.
Can eat anything, basically.
Yeah, and what did Aki give up for the Fox Devil?
I think, wasn't it basically, like, when it comes to that, when it comes to the Fox Devil especially, like, it's just a nicer devil, especially to guys? Wasn't that the statement?
Yeah, because it's based off of the Kitsune, and that's what the Kitsune...
Oh, goddammit, that's why. So I'm guessing there was no trade?
There was a price. No, there has to be a price.
I think, wasn't it, like, skin?
It was...
Oh, yeah.
It was either parts of his skin... No, that's
a different character.
Oh, okay.
It was either years of his life or...
No, the other one was
something
years
else.
of his life.
But yeah, and he also has this sword, which I will bring up just real quick, because, like, we are getting close to an hour already, and we aren't even halfway yet.
Yeah, we'll have to zoom through this a bit. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I've been forgetting things.
Yeah. Can't forget major details, though.
Yeah, that he has this sword that it's not like a katana. It's like a giant nail because it's his contract from the Curse Devil, and the Curse Devil, what it is giving, what it's taking from Aki is years off his life, so that he can fulfill his goal. But the sword is really strong.
Yep.
But yeah, it just should we wait to talk about Aki's backstory, or can I? Or should
You
we
can
just...
mention Aki's backstory.
Aki's backstory is there's this devil called the Gun Devil, and because
how many people are afraid of that.
I wonder how many people could be afraid of guns in this world, and the Gun Devil. So the Gun Devil's really strong, and the Gun Devil did something that kills a lot of people.
In like one swoop.
In like one attack, he literally just killed a ton of people.
Do you remember what the number was?
It was millions. It was millions.
It was in the millions, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was something like billion. Was
I don't think it was a
low
billion.
end.
I don't think it was a billion.
Let me check.
I think it was like 5 million or something like that. 5 million people died. But basically Aki was like he had like a family, he had a younger brother, and he was like going out in the snow to like do something. And his little brother obviously wanted to go with him, but he sent his little brother back, and as to like get something, I can't remember what it was, but he sent him back to the house, and as Aki's seeing him go into the house just gets obliterated.
It was 1.2 million in 5 minutes.
It was what?
1.2 million in 5 minutes.
1.2 million people died in 5 minutes.
Which means if he continued, Would have been worse.
It would have been worse, yeah. And like, there's this mass like graveyard thing that like a bunch of characters always meet up at. But yeah, it was just that crazy moment where you just see the house and you're just like, oh, he's trying to be a good big brother, and then the house is just gone, and you're just like, oh my god.
Okay, I hate to say this. This is when I finally get to mention like the curse that happened with me, basically. I have this thing where every so often, because of how many shows I've watched, I end up making very poorly timed jokes. So often. And so, when watching this scene, in the back of my mind, I was like, I could totally make a joke right now. And, like, I chose not to, but basically when he's running to his house, I was just like, that's the perfect time for boom! And then the moment in my mind when I go, perfect time for boom! Boom!
Gets obliterated.
Immediately. And I said that to Mayhem, and he said, if you had said that to me, I would have killed you.
Because it was so obviously like a setup, I knew what was gonna happen joke. That it was like the split second spoiler that like you say like, guess what? What? He's back! Who's back?
For me especially, it would have been just like perfect timing of just like, because I didn't know what was gonna happen. So I just imagine just like us watching, it's just like, here goes, boom! Oh god!
I can affect the show!
Am I a devil?
But yeah,
oh no!
So contracts are a thing, but yeah. So Aki's determination is for killing the Gun Devil, for avenging his family, getting that all just rage out, and finally completing his goal. That it doesn't matter how much he loses along the way, as long as he finally takes down the one that started taking from him.
Yeah.
That's his goal.
That was also the point when he ended up teaming up with a fellow devil hunter by the name of Jimeno.
And yeah, both their teams get put together to...
Or that wasn't around the time, but you know what I mean. Of like, in the backstory, it goes from there to a little later on where shows a bunch of graves, and he ends up basically being partnered up with Jimeno.
Yeah, and
a woman with an eye patch.
Because she has contracts too. And it's always, that's like a thing with, like, the Hunters Association, how they're just like, we gotta make sure that we know everything with the person's thing with their contract so that they don't die because they have some really awesome powers that we don't want them to lose and all that kind of stuff.
We get introduced to a second group, basically.
Yeah,
of, like, after our main trio has been brought together, we get introduced to a second group, and it's basically said, like, the Gun Devil, the major thing about him is that he has pieces of them all around the world that have been eaten by devils, and so one of these pieces is in this hotel, essentially.
That's where what they have collected so far has led them to.
So they make their way there, and they all teamed up together to head inside the building and try to take out the devil. And they take out one devil. I think it was the Hand Devil it was called.
No, it's not the Hand Devil, no.
The little creature.
The little thing was like...
It was like, it had some other name.
Pretty sure that was the Hand Devil.
No, it was not.
The Hand Devil.
The Hand Devil.
I said its name earlier. He said the Hand. People refer to hands. Ghost. It's the Ghost Devil.
No, that's Jimeno's contract. No, I'm talking about the little creature that tried running at the group, but
that was
then
the Eternity Devil.
No, the little creature? That was Eternity?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the hotel? Where they fought the Eternity Devil?
But yeah, just with the Eternity Devil, that the whole thing with him is that it's just like when they get up to a specific floor, they just are never able to leave now. That they're stuck there, and it's like if they go upstairs, they end up coming up from the downstairs onto the same floor. And it's just some crazy back and forth. They get stuck in there for a couple days. They start getting hungry. There's a character that got introduced with Jimeno that we kind of touched on. It's Kobani.
Yep.
She's just this little Japanese girl who has like some hidden contract with the devil, and she has to do this because her family told her you have to make money. And turns out she can fight, but I just want to say real fast, Jitsu, that
But this whole introduction for Kobeni does not do her justice at all.
That's the point. That's the
I
point.
can't.
Kobeni is supposed to at first be shown off as like some pathetic little kid who's like, you know, super out of her luck. Like she's also out of her luck, right? She's like wanted to just go to college, go to school, be a normal kid, but her parents gave her only two choices, which was either go and die as a devil hunter or go and throw away your worth and be a porn star.
Prostitute.
JV.
Yeah, I was gonna say even worse.
And it's just like she had just this terrible start, and everybody and like that's just the funny thing with just like the people who were watching the anime only were just like shitting on her.
Because it was annoying.
Because it was.
Okay,
It was
something
so
kind of funny about
funny.
that.
But
It
it was
wasn't
very
just
funny.
anime onlys. It was actually, I'm not kidding, this was the funniest thing. There was some comments from manga readers who said, man, I didn't realize how annoying she was. Man, giving her a voice was awful. And somebody had to reply to them and say, dude, yeah, she's not your cutesy waifu. She was an annoying character towards the beginning.
And then she instantly becomes like when she finally gets like a moment to show off, she fully becomes like a character that everybody just goes, ooh.
For now, basically what ends up happening is everybody a part of the team ends up going almost insane because of the fact that they're stuck in this trap by the Eternity Devil. And it's an endless loop of like they cannot escape. And so the Eternity Devil even basically makes a deal of like, oh, I'll let you escape if you give me the heart of the Chainsaw Devil.
And everybody's just like,
And it's like, maybe. And
Denji's just like, nah, you guys don't have to worry, I'll do it myself.
Aki and Himeno try to stop it.
Oh wait, no, wait, Denji,
Aki
before,
specifically.
wait, I just want to mention this joke real fast before the Eternity Devil shows up. Denji's just like, hey guys, don't worry, I've got a plan. He just falls asleep.
Because they once they realize they're there forever, they're just like, Denji's like, huh.
Okay, who lost it?
Well, crap. Well, this bed is kind of nice.
This bed is very nice.
Okay, let me know who lost it the worst. I will be the Prime Minister and also earn a Nobel Prize, says Power.
God, the voice you try and do for Power is just...
Do you know what I'm aiming for?
I know.
I'm aiming for the dub
The
voice.
dub voice.
Because it makes me laugh so bad.
But I hate you when you do that. Because it's terrible.
Silence, wench!
Yeah, you're doing like the court jester, but he's also a bitch.
Yeah, exactly, which is the voice that they gave her. And that's why it makes me laugh so much.
So Denji fully...
Thank you for understanding my aim.
There you go. You nailed
Aim
it.
is getting better.
Your aim is getting better. But yeah, so literally Denji's just like, alright, I have to sacrifice myself. Alright, I'll just go into the mouth of the Eternity Devil and kill him. And for 3 days, he's fighting inside the Eternity Devil.
Drinking
the blood to be able to keep going. And and what does the Eternity Devil do? Here's my core. You kill this, I'm dead. Do it. Kill me. I'm done. Kill me. Do it.
I'm over it. I don't care anymore.
And Denji's just like, ah.
And so he's like, fine.
Yeah, you think the Eternity Devil feels pain forever too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everything
Definitely.
about
That's the
him is
reason
forever.
why it was so bad. Wait, that was actually a thing that the Eternity Devil said. Of like, oh my god, it hurts, it hurts. It kept saying that over and over again,
Yeah,
remember?
then it just kept going, yeah.
So,
It was like waves of
God
pain.
lord.
So thankfully, after this, we kind of get a little bit of calm, like not having to deal with death, as they have like a little bit of a party to to introduce everybody to each other, and they invite Makima, and it's like, it's great. Everybody gets to eat a bunch of food all together. That's great.
Everyone gets to drink and have some nice fried meat.
Yes, and then Himeno gets a little bit tipsy. And just pulls Denji in for a sudden kiss, and Denji's just like,
not a sudden kiss.
but
We forgot the setup for this. We left out the setup for this. So
You can't do all the setup because
can't
of
do
that.
I know. Well, actually, that's not why.
do we want this video to be 3 to 4 hours?
Well, maybe we shouldn't digress so much. Anyways, so like before they go and fight the Eternity Devil, Himeno promises a kiss to whoever actually kills it.
Oh yeah, so that's part of Denji's.
And Denji was like, "No, fuck no, I ain't doing it. I don't care about that." And then she goes, "Okay, French kiss."
I bet.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
And so they have the party, and she gets a little tipsy, and then she's just like, "All right, it's time now." And Makima's there, and Denji's just like, "Oh, maybe we shouldn't," but Himeno's still just like too drunk to even care. So, and then the worst shot of the entirety of season 1. Thankfully, it got censored in a show where people fully get obliterated on screen. The part where Himeno throws up in Denji's mouth gets fully censored. And I'm just like,
it got censored.
I'm just like, thank God.
And people complained about that.
And people complained about it, but not me.
They said it would be uncensored.
I don't want to not see that.
Dude, I laughed my ass off when that happened.
It was hilarious, but then
so
I almost
funny.
threw up.
Yeah.
And then so it cut to Denji throwing up in the bathroom, just being completely traumatized.
I remember
first kiss.
that one guy just going like, "Oh, don't worry, most first kisses are bad. What was your first kiss taste like? Vomit?"
I mean, no, but it's...
He's like, "Oh, you poor kid." God, it was so awful. And we continue. Makima apparently had a nice moment where she was like, where he was like, "Oh my God, that was my first kiss," and she's like, "Oh, okay, got it." Grabbed lollipop, and basically one of those indirect kisses where she licked a lollipop and then shoved it in his mouth.
Which for a 15-year-old went. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Hey, where did Himeno and Denji go? Where'd they go? They're gone." As Himeno fully kidnaps Denji, who is still sick and just trying not to die, gets fully kidnapped, and Himeno's just like, "Huh, how did you get into my apartment?" As she's still drunk. But thankfully, Denji's just
You can guess where it tries to lead to.
It tries to lead to, but thankfully Denji's just like, "You know I'm completely underage for you, and you're like 21, right?" And she's like, "Aw, you're right. Damn it, why didn't I get anyone that was older?" That was literally her mentality. Was just like, I can't believe I got one. You're so young. Damn it. And that's all that we can describe properly about that.
Yeah, she's like in her 20s.
Yeah.
Older than 21, younger than 26. Is
So
like that age group.
So that age group, that is just like,
No,
stop it, stop. Hey, stop it, cut it out. You need to stop now. You need to be stopped.
You're free to cut this one out, but it's just the joke.
Stop saying it. Just say
The
it.
joke that's been in the back of my mind for like 30 minutes. So just like, remember that joke with Russian Badger of like, "We got a boomer," like the entire time watching this show. She's like, "We got a groomer. Oh man, we got a groomer.
Here's another one.
Groomers.
Another one on the list. There's so many of them. Holy shit!
When you first meet Makima, okay, we got a groomer. Over to Himeno, we got a groomer.
Then it cuts to Power like licking yourself like a cat. We got a groomer. So we get that little moment, and
Next morning, she reveals to Denji, I didn't really care about going for your ass. I was more going for Aki's ass.
And Denji's just like, "Thank God, because I don't want any of that."
Yeah, good, because I'm aiming for Makima.
Thank God, because you threw up in my mouth. You one-eyed bitch.
Because any hope that you had for me wanting you is gone with that.
How would you feel if it turned out she was a bitch? Meh.
I love bitches. Or what if she had a shit personality? I love shit.
I think in the dub, I think they changed it to like, what if she had a shit personality? Well, shit.
You would still want to be with her? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And so they have a real nice day of just like, oh man,
Let's go get breakfast. Yeah,
Let's get breakfast.
And Makima's going to Kyoto for like a conference with other people as she's still got to work, and she's just like, "Oh, come on, I got work." And
everyone dies.
Well, everybody gets shot at from, like, gets drive-bys from the Yakuza who have made deals with the Gun Devil and just went, oh my god, this is a full-on attack against this entire Hunters Association team because they have Denji on it.
Including
Makima gets shot between the eyes!
everyone gets shot up, and there's even an old lady that Kobani and her friend were trying to help out. Her partner were trying to be friendly with. And the moment they turned around, Grandma's like, don't turn on me, bitch.
Better stay strapped or get clapped, bitches!
Strapped or clapped, bitch.
Sweeties!
I have no cookies in here. I have Desert
Lead!
Eagle. I have a Desert Eagle.
I have lead!
I have a 50 caliber gun that's gonna break my wrist.
I can only shoot once for 2 people. Better shoot for the small one.
Grandma, voiced by Chris Sabat. 75 caliber.
I can only shoot twice, one for each hand.
I don't know.
So they all get.
I didn't know we were watching My Hero.
Yeah, I was about to say. But yeah, just everybody gets full like shot at, and like there's the only ones that survive are Denji and Power because like obviously whatchamacallit, because they're fiends.
Denji Power.
And they're able to like survive just basic hits like that. Aki survives, and
Himeno got hit in the arm.
Yeah, Himeno.
So she managed to live.
But for some reason, Makima's death wasn't confirmed. As all of a sudden, the lights start going out on the
And
on
her
the
body
train,
was missing.
and the body is missing. And then all of a sudden, she appears behind them, smiling. And then all of a sudden, they're all dead, and she's fine.
That's the thing that I thought was an interesting change they apparently did between manga to anime. They have Makima smile a lot more.
A lot more obviously, yeah.
No, that's the thing. In the manga, she's more just like got a normal face on. She's not smiling at all.
Yeah, she's base.
Meanwhile, in the anime, she's constantly smiling.
Yeah.
And that makes it even more unnerving as you're just watching as like crazy shit is happening and she's just smiling.
And then in the
you're like, ah!
And what she starts doing is like getting like this setup where she's just like tells these 2 other people from the Kyoto base to I'm just giving the part of the setup where it's like she tells them to get 30 people that have the death sentence and get us the highest temple in Kyoto. Like get those 2 things prepared for me and let's go. And they're just like, oh, I wonder what this is going to be. And it cuts back to Denji and them. And as it's revealed that one of the guys that was that fired at Himeno turned out to be the son of the Yakuza guy that Denji had to kill because he was a zombie.
Leader of the Yakuza group.
Yeah. And he's also known as Katana Man.
Yep.
As he has the same kind of power as Denji, except it's swords.
I'll say this. I think somebody pointed out that Katana Man, in terms of like which power you'd want, Katana Man is definitely better considering it's not constantly moving.
Oh yeah. That like you can't
Oh, it hurts, but it's not
you can't accidentally
just
nick
constant
yourself.
pain. It's more like, oh, my arm came off. That hurts like hell, but at the same time, that katana's not moving.
And you can't accidentally nick yourself.
So it's like, well, there's the advantage. It hurts like hell, but not as much as that guy over there.
So they
like Fantastic Four. I can stretch. I'm invisible. I have rocks.
Oh my god, I'm on fire!
Johnny, are you okay?
So Katana Man and Chainsaw Man, they have a pretty awesome fight, but this is still a quick little... But Katana Man is able to come out on top.
So I'll say this, when it came to Katana Man, I gotta say, had the most broken, cheap move I've ever seen of just getting my pose, immediate win.
Get my pose for about 10 seconds and make you wonder what the fuck is doing, and then you die.
And then you dead.
We also get, the show off of the sword that
a bit
Aki
more
has.
Yeah, with the Curse Devil, with
And it's a cool little like screw.
He's a nail. Yeah.
The Curse Nail.
Tri-tip screw.
Is
Nail,
neat.
because Japanese do that curse nail thing.
Talking too quietly.
And it's only an impaling sword, he can't like...
Can't slash. But yeah, he's doing all that to Katana Man, and mainly because he's with Katana Man. There's this girl who has a contract with the Snake Devil, and when does a specific move similar to the Fox Devil thing that Aki does, summons a giant snake which bites apart Denji, so that they can take him, take him and his heart to the Gun Devil. But what does Himeno do?
I was gonna say the Snake Devil did not bite Denji. From memory, it did not bite Denji.
Well, it's been too long.
Yeah, no, you got that so messed up because it was Himeno stepped up, seeing the fact that Aki was about to die, and basically was like, "I'll give literally anything to you, Ghost Devil, if you just help him." And so fight broke out with Katana Man.
And you know how much that cost the
Ghost
other
Devil?
chick to beat her and win anyway? Just a single nail.
Yeah, that was the point when it's like, as Himeno is slowly disappearing, she just goes, "Okay, let's deal with this." And Snake
Devil
just pops
consumes
in,
the Ghost Devil.
Consumes the Ghost Devil's head or body, and because I say body because we actually see the moment where the head's just and then you look over after the Ghost Devil is essentially gone, and you see that Himeno is gone.
Only her eye patch remains.
Yeah,
Clothes.
and her clothes, and so Himeno is dead, and after that, we get Denji wakes up and is just like, "Oh, I've got this. I got chainsaws. I'm better than you." And he's like, "Don't worry. I'll beat you with the fact that I've got a hostage. You care about these guys, right?" "Never mind." Gets cut in half.
And all while this fight is happening, and when Denji loses, Makima gets everything prepared. As we begin to have this entire horror scene happen, where we get this entire horror scene happen. That's like the next step from what Makima did in the train, where every time she talks with somebody that was the inmate that was on death row, she does like a little like thing with her hands, and then one of the Yakuza members blows up near Denji.
Yeah, in the most aggressive fashion possible.
But like not like blows up as in he gets like
Exploded.
Compressed.
He gets like crushed and sprays all over everybody.
Yep.
And every single one of them just starts freaking out as they're just like, "Shit, she's still alive!"
What? God, I hate the memes that came out of this. Just the. I hate that because I can't describe what it is, because you know what I mean when I say that of
Ah!
yeah.
Oh no, that's not supposed to move like that.
What wasn't the main one that people use that joke for now is Goku or something like that, where he just screams in pain. No, I remember the first time I saw that meme specifically, and once again, I will not describe it because of how awful it is. But just the twist, and then you just see the guy.
It's this.
I love that sound so much because it's just like a.
But oh my god.
It's so funny.
Man. So a bunch of them start exploding, and as they're exploding, last of them explodes essentially, and it's like, okay, there's only Katana Man and Snake Girl left, so let's get the hell out of here.
Let's pick up Chainsaw Man and get out of here. And
Which
then,
I still find it so funny the way they do.
Yeah, they
just
hold
grab
him by the
handle,
handle.
which is the back of his head, and it's like, yeah, we can escape. And then you turn and you see at the end of the street,
Shia LaBeouf
holding a knife, Shia LaBeouf as he runs to you know.
She does the JoJo pose.
As Kobani is standing there, you know, the one that we were like, oh, she's annoying.
You guys are the ones, the Gun Devil?
that just shot my friend and he's dead now.
And we get to see that apparently she's badass.
Like
Volume control, Jinsu. Volume
Sorry,
control.
sorry.
Apparently she's a badass as she runs in and using that small knife. Apparently she killed the grandma from earlier.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And also she ends up cutting. What was it? She cut off the arms of Katana Man.
Yeah, completely ruined both of them, and is like
And
threatening the girl, and it's just full on, just like, is there a reason why I shouldn't like kill you right here and now?
it took like a few episodes, but immediately she went from the screamy brat, or not brat, but like just coward,
The coward, yeah.
to, oh, she's also secretly badass and possibly insane.
She's really awesome. Neat. Because that's actually a thing that they set up a little bit ago that we missed on. That the only people that are able to go after the Gun Devil have to be a bit unhinged themselves. Oh yeah, Jinzu pulling up that Katana Man and Jotaro look the same.
Isn't that just the general, like,
That's a
Bancho?
look.
The world as the devil is cool.
I was gonna say, I don't know if the Katana Man is specifically based on, like, Jotaro.
But it
considering
looks a lot
no,
like him.
no, I'm saying that they're both kind of based on the same kind of character. The Bancho,
Oh yeah.
which is, like, a gangster type.
the gangster with the heavy
No.
coat.
Or-
No.
Okay, what's a Bancho?
School delinquents.
Nothing. What's a bancho with you?
Go on the picture.
But yeah, so Kobani saves Denji, and as those two and Power just fully just booked it. She was gone.
Yeah.
She was just fully just gone, which is like you have my back, right? And she's like, yes, and then she runs with
all
a
fairness,
piece
later
with
on.
a piece of her of your back with her.
So we get this moment of badass, and basically the rest of this little bit is like there's a large bit where it's just their cooldown essentially.
Yeah, where
Yeah, we all almost died right now. All that's left is like Kobani, Power, Denji, and Aki.
yeah, that's it.
That's it
That's
of the
everybody
workers.
from like they were full.
There was
like,
one other
squads.
guy who retired.
Yeah, he was just like, here's my letter of resignation. I'm done.
And
But
so,
he totally 1v3'd whoever the fuck killed him and his crew.
Oh yeah.
He totally beat their asses, and we didn't see it.
Because he's gone now. He's not part of the story.
Yeah.
yeah.
Imagine them setting up a character in a story just for them to be like, nah, I'm done. Like, we got his backstory and all that kind of stuff, and he's just like, I'm
Hey,
done.
let's not talk JoJo. Let's not talk about Fugo.
I'm done. I'm gonna leave now. I don't even.
You don't want to.
I don't even remember who that is.
You don't want to talk about Hugo or Fugo with the purple haze.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice. Just literally just being like, I'm done.
Yeah, you remember that character, right? Where yeah.
Vaguely.
It was the character, the blonde dude in part 5, who it was just like, I'm in the plot.
Oh yeah.
And then he's just gone.
Oh yeah, because his power was too strong, and so the JoJo writer was just like, I just needed him not there.
And it's like, God damn it.
Thankfully, that didn't happen in this. And
Thankfully, we didn't have a Fugo.
and so like now they're just like, okay, we need to get fully we need to strike back at them because that was unbelievable that they thought that they could do that.
So we need at least one person to get a quick power up, and that is Aki. Because he can't summon the fox demon anymore.
Oh yeah, she fully was just like, I'm out.
Aki made her eat the Katana Man. Was like, this is disgusting. Dies and never shows up again.
Yep. And so after that, ends up getting a new contract with, as they say, the future devil. Boy!
The future devil. Which has been somebody that we've been teased about in the opening every single time.
My favorite piece of the opening.
It's so funny that your favorite piece of the opening has your least favorite kind of devil.
Yeah, no, that's the funny thing, though, for it, when it came down to it, of like, oh, my favorite character, but based on technically what would be my greatest fear. I have a massive fear of the future and death, but
But here
future,
comes the guy.
Here comes Future Devil. Future is awesome! As he's just doing a dance.
So he literally looks at Aki's future, sees how terrible of a death he's gonna have, and just goes, nah, you get my power, but there's literally nothing else that you need from me. All that I want from you is to just watch your death, because your death is gonna f***ing rule. His words, not mine.
Also, in general, that scene was so ominous because of the way he's just like, oh, yeah, no, I'll give you whatever you want, but here, let me see your future. here, just stick your head in my chest.
Stick your head in my chest.
And he does, horrifying.
Do it.
And just the future devil is just like, oh, this is going to be awesome. As he looks into the future, sees Aki's death, and is just like, ooh, this is going to be fun.
Oh, I gotta see this.
I am going to be in your eye.
So, yeah, and basically he's in Aki's eye now, and he gives him, like, a small edge of being able to see the future just a little bit, so that he's able to, like, be able to predict where an enemy is going to attack and all that kind of stuff. Just a cool little thing.
And now we're on to the last 2 episodes, luckily, where basically we get a little bit
strike
more.
back.
We remember that episode where we had the setup of like, look at the second team, basically of like, look at Kobani, look at this guy, this guy. Remember this guy?
Remember this guy? How he died saving Kobani?
He died trying to save Kobani, who ended up being badass. So no worries there.
The character development. That's all that he was there for Kobani.
Anyway, let's have that moment again. Here's a third team of full-on demon people.
And more fiends.
More fiends and more devils. Because they say that.
Oh, yeah, that they are actively
Some of them are devils.
Yeah.
Because one of them we see is, first off, my favorite, the Shark Fiend.
The Shark Fiend, where he's able to swim through
Wonderful.
everything. And he's...
Wait, was it Shark Fiend or Shark Man?
I have no idea.
I'm asking Jinsu. Was it Shark Fiend or Shark Man?
Fiend.
So
He
he
is
was
a
a
fiend.
fiend. I was going to say,
He's
I was
gonna
going to
be-
laugh if it was like he's also a Chainsawman type.
Chainsawman is actually... I looked it up, I was reading it. And Chainsawman's like a hybrid half-fiend?
Okay, hybrid half
Half-fiend,
fiend. Okay. So
But it's him and whatchamacallit, but it's like
we got him. We've got the Violence Fiend,
which
who
is
looks like a plague doctor.
yeah, he's got like a plague doctor mask thing going on.
We've got the Spider Devil, and we've got the last one of those 4.
which is the Angel Devil.
Yeah. How did you feel when you heard Angel Devil?
The fact that it actually is like that, it's the manifestation of people's fear of angels, which they always tell us to be not afraid. Come on, you assholes!
That is why there's a fear.
But
Be not afraid, sir. This is the most
Scared?
terrifying to do.
I'm so scared right now.
Yeah, that's why.
But it just, the overall fact that, like, I assumed that, like, whenever I saw that character, that it literally has wings and a halo, exactly like an angel. And I thought it was just, like, a liaison from heaven that was literally just, like, hanging out. It was just like, you guys are messing everything up. Wow. That's what I thought it was going to be.
Kind of same here.
But no, turns out it's literally just another devil.
And how does it kill you?
By aging.
Drains your life.
It ages you up to death.
Yep. And so
We get an introduction to these great characters. The one thing that I'm pretty sure is going to happen with the Shark Fiend is that he's just going to be the male power that is just, like, unhinged but hilarious.
Give me Mirio.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm gonna need a refresher on who the hell that is.
Lemillion.
From My Hero,
Lemillion.
remember
Lemillion,
how he
yeah.
was able to phase through stuff?
Yeah.
Shark Fiend
Yeah,
did the same
he's
thing.
able to swim through the ground. Yeah, the same.
And
as
I
the
loved
Lemillion.
it. It was the best. But yeah. Anyway,
The guy who goes, power!
yeah. Oh, so he mentioned yours.
Is that a crossover?
But yeah, we get that, and then basically the big fights are power versus all the zombies, because apparently there are leftover zombies. That was basically a gift from the
From
Yakuza
Papa.
leader. Yeah, Papa.
A gift from my papa is a bunch of zombies. Oh man, thank you for
We
papa.
get
Blood of
Aki-
the dead people. Thank you, papa.
Aki versus Snake Woman. Aki versus Snake Woman.
Which he absolutely obliterates her.
Almost didn't, considering she goes like, yeah, let me go ahead and use my deal. Oh, what's your deal? With the Ghost Devil. Oh, you bitch.
Oh, you backstabber.
Do you think
Here, let me backstab
backstabber
you.
until Ghost Devil reaches down a hand and there's a cigarette
And then
with
there's-
just the words, easy revenge.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, I see, you're trying to hurt me right now.
As
You're trying to hurt me.
as Himeno got Aki smoking to basically, like, get him to have a bit of ease between missions so that he doesn't go crazy.
Yeah.
And also so that they can have a moment together. That's also what it was.
Yeah. But man, just that moment where he just like he mentions that the ghost devil is blind and only sees fear.
Only sees fear.
So he just walks up the ghost devil and slices off its head. And the snake woman is just like, what the hell? And as she's just standing there like, what the hell? Aki just goes, don't kill her, is all he says. And you see Kobani just standing there with the most murder look on her face. Like, posed in the most weird murder pose ever.
Yeah, it's like one of those, like, if it done in real life,
enjoying its shit.
You can disarm her very easily, but in anime, obviously, she would snap your neck before you do anything.
Yeah.
And Aki just goes, wait, Kobani, why didn't you leave at the first moment that you were able to with the Devil Hunters?
Payday's coming.
And no, bonuses are coming up.
Bonuses are coming.
Damn.
And with a lot of people dead, that means you get paid more. Unfortunately, probably not.
Yeah. But, oh my god.
You get paid more because we can't pay anyone else because they're dead.
Because they're dead.
Here's your paycheck. Here's your best friend's paycheck. Here's your brother's paycheck.
Is your other friend's paycheck?
Don't you feel good having all of that money now?
You're just all sad. And here's the one guy you didn't like's paycheck.
Yeah! Oh, that made it so much better.
Yeah.
So,
No, in the anime, it is, like, you just showed me the image from the manga. In the anime, it is posed even more, like, it's not that sturdy, essentially.
Uh-huh.
It's posed more dramatically.
I see.
yeah, it's like, yeah, it looks like she's holding it like a pen right there, but in the anime one, she's more like loose
That
with
is a close, that would be a closer image, essentially. Holding it like a pen.
Yeah. But during all that, we also get the rematch between Katana Man and Chainsawman.
Which is epic.
And, oh my god.
Train, fight, fight.
We forgot a character!
Who'd we forget?
The old guy!
Yeah,
Because after Chainsaw Man gets absolutely messed up.
Future Devil was basically the power up for Aki. The power up for Chainsaw Man and for Power was an old man that Makima brought those two to, and he was just a really cool old man character.
He's the old guy in a profession that usually you die young in.
I find it funny that is the second Japanese character that I recognize the voice of in the past month. And I thought it was so funny because the first one was I was watching Bleach and I heard the Japanese voice for a character and I was like, that sounds familiar. That's an oddly familiar, sultry, deep voice. That's Dio!
Of course,
and
of course it's Dio.
It was Pesci.
Oh, yeah. Of course it's Dio.
But then I hear this guy's voice and I'm like, I've heard that voice before. And then I just immediately flashed to Fire Force with the song of, I'm a smoker, I'm a joker.
Yep.
And, that specific voice that was used, I was like, oh, you son of a bitch.
And basically what he does to train those two is fully hunt them as if they were actually his enemy. And every time that he would win, they would just be like, ah! So they had to try and outsmart him as much as they can with Operation Super Smart.
Most brutal, fun training arc.
Where it's literally just him just ripping them apart and then just putting them back together.
Yeah.
He rips them apart, puts them back together, and then adds some muscle, and then finally they're back together.
You survived long enough. You're free to go now.
Oh, yay!
No, you gotta quote Denji properly. Followed by Powers. No! Damn it! On his face. Regain consciousness.
He's dying. Resuscitate him. I've seen people do this before. Not on their face.
I was breaking out laughing when I just heard Denji's.
Is that like a goat? Just.
That's what his voice
sounds like. So that's how they got trained, and so when he has the rematch against Katana Man, he's a lot more stronger.
Yep.
And he's just able to actually contend with him. But he still loses his arms, and the entire time I'm just like, we'll call it.
Still got messed up. Yeah.
'tis but a flesh wound.
That's the thing. When it came to this fight, it still was not an even match. In all fairness,
Oh,
it
God,
was
no.
still just as like messed up for him until Denji does what Denji does best: a trick.
Yeah.
And so, what does he do? He does the usual run against him, like that usual thing in anime where it's like run at him.
They clash, and then they start walking away from each other as if nothing just happened.
And you watch as the chainsaw on his head, on Denji's head, breaks, and it's like, oh man, he's beat. And he goes, I would be beat if it weren't for my leg saw.
If I didn't have chainsaws on my legs.
And then you see Katana Man just gets fully bisected.
Yeah, but unfortunately he survives, as is
Because,
the thing with-
just like Chainsaw Man, he is technically immortal.
But thankfully Denji ties him up, and Aki shows up, and he's just like, wait, why did you call me here before the police to take him away? Because there's something we gotta do. This guy's...
Remember when we first met?
Remember when we first met? And you know how this guy is also responsible for Himeno's death? I feel like we should repay him for that. And we should get him to scream up towards the heavens so that Himeno can hear it and be glad to know that we won.
Call me Adam Smasher because...
And they just start going to town, kicking him below the belt over and over again. And you get like this solemn, like end of season, like monologue from, I can't remember who it was who was doing it. It was probably Makima?
Maybe.
But and then it just shows the cut to it like while it's like somber music and like slow movements of characters as it's Denji and Aki just taking turns just smashing just fully kicking him while he's down.
Biggest smile on Aki's face.
And they're just, and that's the moment where you're just like, they're officially best friends.
That was the first time you see Aki like really smile and like let go.
Yeah.
He's kicking
last-
Katana Man in the nuts.
Yeah, it's so funny. But man, the last two moments we get are Aki sitting down in a chair, holding that cigarette, and smoking it. Like, it is so well done, that scene.
Oh, it's so
And
quiet.
it didn't need to be, but holy shit.
Yep, that's
Meanwhile,
another moment.
Power and Denji are sleeping inside, and technically two more scenes after this of Denji gets his scene where in his dream it is him as a kid walking over to a door going, oh, Pochita, hey, at least I get to pet you in my dreams, right? And Pochita going, Denji, do not open that door.
Don't open the door!
And it's like, what does that mean? Meanwhile, the very last thing is we hear a voice talking to Denji, a female voice we've not heard before. As she enters a room, we do not see her face, and all she says is, Denji, would you rather be a city mouse or a country mouse? And end of season.
And that's the end. Ugh.
I was gonna say, you get that whole reference with the city mouse, village mouse, right?
Vaguely.
Basically, that's supposed to be the idea of, would
Like
you rather be...
Of the
like,
city or of the...
Yeah, would you rather be in the, of the village where, like, it is safer, but you don't get to experience the food of the city? Or would you rather be of the city, but you're in danger of the cats and other predators?
Ah, okay, that's what that meant. Okay, so, like, I kind of had
Of mice and men, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But it's so...
Holy shit.
Going into the final thoughts now, because we literally could
mention
not...
everything with characters.
Yeah, we couldn't go through the story without
Denji
talking
is
about
a
the
great
characters.
protagonist. Denji
Yeah.
is a great protagonist. I will say that flat out.
And basically, just Chainsaw Man going through all of this story has me fully hooked. I need to see the rest of this. And unfortunately, Jinsu, I'm not going to read it. Chainsaw Man.
When did you get a watch?
No, it turns out he's given up
seen
on
this
reading
once before.
Berserk now.
You can tell time.
But yeah, so...
Sometime what?
I'll kill you. But yeah, so just this has me fully
I'm not
hooked.
drunk. Tell the time. I'm not drunk.
Listen here, 6 p.m.
Well, I mean, he technically did it.
You tell. Listen here, 6:23.
p.m.
46, 47, 48.
I mean, he technically did it, so I'll leave him to it.
But so
Final thoughts.
So this has me fully hooked. I need to see more of this. This adaptation of like this make of a standalone anime of a manga that is not connected to anything else. It's one of those things that just shows up and you're just like, oh hey, this is really good.
I find it funny how we have that moment every so often where we end up finding a show where it's like it's recent, but also it's not connected to anything. So we're just like, oh, okay, I guess this is just really good. I think the first one for like me and you specifically was like maybe Slime Reincarnated.
Yeah,
That was definitely
that was also one of the first isekais you showed me.
Yeah,
The reincarnated shows.
and I know it became one of your favorites.
It did, but
Movie
then
comes out this month, by the way.
Oh!
Yeah, but man,
Chainsawman.
Good.
final thoughts.
That's it. Just good.
So anyway, my final
I'm glad,
thoughts.
I'm glad that's all that you've said for the past like 30 minutes.
No, imagine he just suddenly switches and he's like, "Man, this show sucked." Man,
good enough.
Fujimoto should go.
This Pokemon adaptation of the manga to anime sucks.
Man, Fujimoto was a bad writer.
Good.
You suddenly flipped so hard.
Jinsu,
Good.
now that you've been
I never
holding
liked
back,
Berserk.
Good.
you've been holding back your voice for so long. I wonder what it is that you could be saying.
I wonder what it is you've been doing.
Good.
A fascination about the characters. A certain female character that you like a lot.
It's so funny.
Katana Man getting kicked in the nuts.
There you go. That's a good one.
I didn't see that one getting animated.
Oh, you know? Oh my god!
I read in the manga and was like, this is the best.
Oh, it's Aki that's talking. Oh, that's who it is. Yeah. It's just ding! And then somebody animated in that part that Himeno just shows up in the sky just going, yeah.
So I get to mention the thing that I joked about when watching the last episode. I forgot to mention this. Thank you for pulling up the video. When Aki at the end of the episode basically says like, "I hope you can hear our melody to you in heaven."
Requiem.
Yeah, our requiem. The moment he said that, I was like, "Are you kidding? Is that a reference to Hunter x Hunter?" This requiem is for you, Uvojin.
God damn it.
You see it though, right? Ding, ding. But man, that's so funny. So, final thoughts on Chainsaw Man. I would say my final thoughts. I'm so hyped for season 2. Whenever it gets announced, I'm going to be paying attention to that nonstop.
Anime watchers are not ready.
Trust me, I'm a manga skimmer, so...
Unfortunately, this has to go in the same category as JoJo, where it's just like, if somebody who doesn't usually watch anime goes, "Oh, should I start watching this?" You should go,
Yes.
My,
This is not like one of those shows.
But then it's got with all the stuff that happens in it. You're just still kind of just like a little bit apprehensive about it. It's not as much as JoJo. I'll say that.
It's not as specifically gory as JoJo is. Like, it is really gory, but like it's not like it doesn't feel unnecessary. Like the gory in this show,
say,
like
no,
it kind of makes sense.
It makes sense, but still,
problem-
somebody who isn't accustomed to anime, you're still a
say,
bit like.
I would say it's not close to what JoJo does, because what JoJo does is it makes you uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
It makes you real uncomfortable. This show doesn't really make you uncomfortable often. More, it just makes you like think. It makes you sit there. It's a good thing this was a week to week, because holy shit, we could not sit there in one sitting and watch all of it.
Yeah, take your time with it. Don't binge the entire thing, because you will get fucked up.
You know, I was actually talking to my brother recently, and I said okay, of all shows to watch, I'm going to recommend you right now Chainsawman. And he was like, okay, I saw that. It didn't interest me that much because I saw the image. I was like, it is great, fucked up, but great.
Make sure you watch it before your son is able to retain memories.
Yeah, that's
that's not how that works.
his first
They'll
memory.
Still retain it. They'll still retain it.
Well, not watching it. Like, obviously not, like he can make sure that he doesn't watch it. Like,
God, I can only imagine just like my brother waits, and then all of a sudden my nephew, like when he's finally learning words, essentially, of just like it's just my brother watching. Man, I really want to touch some boobs, and then just my nephew just boobs.
That's when he goes,
I'm going to die today.
That's when he goes, this is the proudest moment in my life. Also, I'm going to die as soon as your mother gets home.
Yeah, my sister-in-law heading home. So you have chosen death.
I feel a disturbance in the force.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, brother. Brother, help me. There's no saving you.
You think that One Piece is going to help with that? No, that's going to accelerate that.
I hope.
Oh, jeez.
I will ruin that child with anime.
God, you can't say that.
You really shouldn't either.
You really shouldn't have said that.
No, not just saying it, but like also doing it. You really shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
We will watch all of One Piece in one sitting.
They walk through the door with him, and he's already got his phone ready back on the right episode that they left off on.
Yeah.
He can't retain any of it.
He's already in Syrup Village.
But anyway, all of my question
what's your
is
thought?
I need to know.
Do you have a thought?
100%. I just need to know right now, which one of the women of the show, which one?
Damn it.
If you can't give a direct
You go
answer,
first.
Reze.
I don't even know who that is yet. God damn
Okay.
it! Of season 1.
Okay.
Of
So
season 1.
I can say now that
Himeno.
Jinsu's just confirmed my thoughts because I think that might be the name of the girl that's teased at the end. I think that might be her name.
Why would you tell me that?
No, I'm saying I think.
What if that's
girl?
right though? You're usually right about this stuff.
What girl?
The voice at the end of like, tell me, City Mouse or
Country
well,
Mouse.
at the same time, it doesn't matter if you know a name.
But
It doesn't hurt anything.
It hurts you for me knowing it and me hurting you.
Yeah.
Bonk.
But no, because all I know is that like I saw so many people just like I can't wait for her.
But,
and just
okay,
okay, manga readers, chill.
Okay, so Shinsu of season 1, who was it?
Himeno.
It is him.
I really like Kobani.
But there's a scene that you didn't say that we didn't talk about.
She still makes me feel uncomfortable though.
That swayed you for Makima.
For that scene. It's okay, you know what? For that episode, swayed me. But for the rest of the show,
It is Kobani.
I ain't gonna lie. Kobani, when she had the knife running up, I suddenly understood Fujimoto.
She needs to do that to my dick.
I'm scared now.
She needs to do what to? She needs to do what to my what?
I'm over here just like, power's awesome!
But yeah, no.
Power has no brain cells. She lost it with Denji. And she's just hilarious. I love it.
Great character. I can't.
You're right.
Duke is looking intently.
Because I can't read, and it was gone. I was like, damn. I'm trying to read. Trying so hard.
The only thing we can say is
My God.
it is going to be a season 2. Jesus Christ, Duke. There is going to be a season 2, but we don't know when it's going to happen. That's the only thing we can say about it.
Yeah. It'll be funny when it suddenly gets announced by the time this episode comes out.
Oh god, yeah, that would be crazy.
But,
That would be timing.
yeah.
In the meantime, check out our...
I was gonna say, when it came down to it, what I was trying to say was basically, it's always those moments where, like, a character is, I'm completely fine with them, of like, okay, that character's cool. The moment attractive female character suddenly does something that insanely badass, I'm just sitting there like, hello, Yoruichi! That's basically my thoughts.
Anyway, I'm gonna go back and read more Berserk. And not Chainsawman. How do you feel about that, Jinsu?
I asked you to read Berserk. I didn't ask you to read Chainsawman.
By the way, your best girl's stinky.
Yeah, she shits.
Literally.
Yeah.
Nyako!
Woo! Meowie!
If you want to see more of our content, you can find our YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter on our linktree at linktree/greenvillains. That's linktr.ee/greenvillains.